Hey guys, welcome to my channel.
Hello everybody.
Got Randuch here again.
Hey, what's happening? How are you?
And we're outside at the pizza shop.
Beautiful, beautiful night.
And it's a nice night. It's actually, it feels good because you know how I'm always hot. I'm actually not hot for once. It's like chilly, but not chill. It feels so good. It's like a chill air, like cool air.
But no, I'm
so
getting
it's not hot for once. I love it.
Yeah,
no
it is
hot
nice
flashes. We got a waxing gibbous over here.
Or a waning gibbous.
I thought you said it was waxing.
Waning, waxing. Maybe we'll start with a double here. I don't know.
We were just discussing this. Is that? I don't know. But anyway, it's a nice moon, half moon.
It's on its way
almost
toward,
like
it's over half. It's on its way towards the full.
Like 3/4 probably.
It's on its way towards the
full.
full.
So it is waxing. I was right.
See? That's what I said in the beginning.
You said we're waiting.
Well, yeah,
in the
this
first
time
one,
in the
yeah.
first
no,
one.
I know.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
We're silly.
we are going to talk about Sean Foley's case. Okay, I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. He actually had a mistrial. So, or he had a trial. And that's what we're talking about. When there's a mistrial, what does do they have to stay in custody or like in jail until the new trial, or can they get bonded out? I think some people maybe get bonded out.
I think it depends on the severity of the crime or the mistrial. The crime, of course, if you have a mistrial. But I think for murder, no. I think you stay in there until maybe, you know. Yeah, I think so.
So
could be wrong, but
no, yeah. I mean, probably. Oh, yeah, because you can't let a murder. Yeah, never mind.
Wouldn't think so, would you?
That was stupid because you can't let a murderer out.
Yeah, no, that's why I say I think with a mistrial, I think they. Well, no, wait a minute. With a mistrial, that means that
they couldn't come to an agreement. They couldn't come to an agreement.
So that means that he's free, right?
No, they think they have to have another trial. Well, they.
Okay, but I mean, if there was a mistrial, a hung jury, and that means that there was not enough evidence to prove that this person was guilty of the crime being charged, he therefore must be let go, doesn't he?
No, but wait, how was that? I think he was guilty for like. So, here's the setup, because he doesn't even know, so, well, he knows a little bit, but I don't know if you guys are familiar. It was an interesting case, I think. I don't know how I feel about it. Well,
keep talking about your opinion on that case. Well, from what I've seen so far, I can give my opinion. No, you give your opinion on it.
Should I go through this stuff before I give it?
Yeah. Do that, because there's probably something that I haven't heard.
Well, or should you give your opinion now? And
okay, you go.
So anyway, so Sean Foley was on trial for the murder of Jimmy Sheldon. It's actually his girlfriend's stepdad, okay? So Sean was living with his girlfriend, Miranda was her name, her stepdad and mom, while Miranda was in jail for a failure to appear in court. So while she was in jail, he moved in, or he was going to stay with Miranda's stepdad and her mom, because he wanted to be there like when she got out of jail and stuff. So they go and pick her up when she gets out of jail, released from jail. I guess they go to a barbecue place to, because it was Sean and Miranda's sister go pick Miranda up from jail. They go to a barbecue place to get something to eat. One of her sister's friends, I guess. They go to a liquor store and get a bottle of vodka.
You were just celebrating
because she's out of jail. Yep. Yeah. So when they get home, I guess Miranda has a daughter, and actually Sean has a daughter too, but Sean's daughter isn't there at this night. Miranda has a daughter, and Miranda's sister have a daughter, and so I guess when they get home, they said, you know, Miranda, she was talking to her daughter and her niece or whatever, and she was showing her jewelry she made in jail. I guess they made it out of plastic bags and made it for, you know, for the girls or whatever. So she was giving them the jewelry and talking to them.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then they go to bed, and I guess Sean, well, Sean testifies. This is kind of his testimony, what I'm going to go over right now. So this is how he says things happen, okay? So he said they have sex in the bedroom because, you know, they haven't, she's been in jail. So they have sex in the bedroom, they take a shower, have sex in the shower, and I guess everybody heard him have sex in the shower. Well, at least Jimmy did. Jimmy made a remark about it, and even his sister got on the stand.
They're just very happy to
Miranda's
see each other
sister
again.
got on the stand and said she heard it too. Everybody kind of heard him, but
And
I mean, that's
wild,
no big deal.
passionate,
But
rough sex. Yeah. Oh, but yeah, go ahead.
but anyway, so Jimmy told. Yeah, so Jimmy, the stepdad, tells him that he heard them in the shower, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so I guess Miranda. Okay, so Miranda has been molested and raped during her childhood, like her whole life. She's been molested and raped. She's now what, 25? I think she is. I think she's 25. But anyway, so her aunt and uncle, I guess, raped her. And Jimmy knew about it, and I'm not sure if the mom claimed she didn't know about it, but Jimmy, the stepdad, did. Since she was 12, the stepdad did, because that's when her mom started dating him, is when Miranda was 12 years old, so he started raping her, she was 12 years old, right? So Miranda's always wanted an apology from Jimmy, and this is what Sean's saying, she's always wanted an apology. So I guess Jimmy tells Sean he wants to have a heart-to-heart with Miranda to apologize, to finally give her the apology that, she needed. Because Miranda was just moving in there too, because I guess Miranda and Sean, I think they were living together somewhere and then they got kicked out. So Miranda was going to be living with her stepdad, her mom now. And it looks like Sean, the mom says, he was just staying there for, a couple days because Miranda was getting out of jail, but it sounds like, Sean's story that he was going to be staying there with him, living there with him, but I don't know. So anyway, so anyway, so they want to have this heart-to-heart. Jimmy was supposedly supposed to be apologizing to Miranda about all the abuse, right? So they go out to what they call the man cave, and they're having a little talk, right? And Sean.
Now the man cave, do you know what that is actually? I mean, is that just like a little place they go outside to smoke their cigarettes, drink beer, just
yeah,
hang
it's like
out?
in the garage. It's like he has his tools. And it's like the shed off to the. It's almost like you could have
like
it could be a garage, but like a
something.
carport.
Yeah. Okay.
And there was pictures of it. You could see like tools and like a lawnmower and stuff like that. But anyway, they call it the man cave. So they were talking on the man cave. And Sean was being a little nosy because he wanted to hear, and he said he was kind of guarding, because he wanted to make sure it was going to go all right, and he didn't want Jimmy to know he was listening. So he was like hiding behind the back to try to listen to what was going on, just to make sure everything went all right.
Sure.
But anyway, so then he ended up walking around front. He heard, I guess Miranda stepped out to have a cigarette or something. He heard, and then he starts walking around the front. He said he tripped in front, and so Jimmy sees him like, "What are you doing?" and kind of got mad. And he's like, I just went out back to, take a pee or whatever. Sorry, I just want a cigarette now, whatever. Yeah. So anyway, so then they go out back then on the back porch and they continue talking. So Sean is inside with the window open, listening, and he decides he wants to record it on his phone. Because he said, well, if he's admitting to the abuse, because he hears like Jimmy is actually admitting to what he was doing, so he's like, I just want proof. Like, he's actually admitting to raping her when he was younger. So he's like, I want proof. He's actually admitting to this crime. So he's taping it on his phone. And there's parts of it where I guess you can't hear it very good. So he's like narrating some parts where you can't hear it.
Yeah, because it was pretty weird. That's about the only thing that I got to see about this trial was his Jean's recording. And I was trying to figure out, what the hell is this dude doing? Why is he recording?
I guess his lawyer. I guess he said like the reason, because they asked him, well, why are you recording? I guess he said that when he had like some custody stuff with his ex-fiance or whatever, that his lawyer recommended like record everything so you have proof.
I mean,
so he actually recorded some stuff that maybe his ex lied about they were going to maybe use in court for custody of his daughter, I guess.
Yeah, as long as
so his lawyer just gave him that, advice. And plus he said for his job, sometimes his boss would be like, no, I didn't say that. And here, like, he almost lost his job sometimes. So then if he has it recorded, like, yes, you did. So he just started recording stuff. Yeah. So it's not a bad idea,
no, it's
really.
Not a bad idea.
So anyway, he hears, Miranda actually told Jimmy how her aunt and uncle raped her. This is all, like, where she's telling Jimmy where he's recording it. And that Jimmy knew about it. And then trying to ask, like, why Jimmy did it. And, so he did. He started kind of admitting, what he did and everything. So, but then they kind of got off subject where Jimmy started talking about this car that he's going to buy her, that he's going to get her, and that Sean's going to maybe work it off to pay. Like, he's going to work with Jimmy and help pay it off. So, but then that was supposed to be, supposedly that was supposed to be what it was. It was supposed to be, well, this is what Sean said. It was supposed to be, he's going to buy her a car, and then Sean was going to help pay it off. And then even Miranda, works at this pizza place, and she was going to help pay it off. But
not this pizza place.
No. But they started talking about, like, favors, like sexual favors that Miranda could do. Like, Jimmy was starting to talk about, like, maybe paying to watch Miranda with 2 girls, or, narrating, like, telling them what to do, and, like, just, like, sexual stuff that to pay it off. And I guess Miranda got on the stand. She said basically that when she was younger, it started when she was 12. So when she was younger, it was just he forced himself. Like, he didn't ask her. There was no choice. But then as she got older, as an adult, then it became like he paid her for favors. So it was like, okay, I'll do this. And so it kept going on. And
it became
consensual. It was consensual, but for money, and for stuff,
Wow.
But, I mean, think about it. Think about what that does to you. I mean, she was being raped since she's been a kid. Of course.
She's been devalued,
yeah, so she doesn't, that's just not right.
No
so
better.
even if it is consensual, it's not in a way, because she's so messed up mentally that she don't even know.
If I'm going to have to do this shit, I might as well get something out of it.
Yeah,
besides misery and
freaking
brain, just mental damage.
Yeah.
Ah. Man.
But anyway, so Sean is watching all this. So not only is he recording it, he's watching it out through the window. He's got the window cracked open, and he's watching through back and forth. So he's watching all this happen, plus he's listening, okay? So he sees Jimmy pull Miranda down on his lap. And in Sean's words, Miranda tried to get back up, and Jimmy pulled her back down. Okay, that's what Sean says. Miranda said that, no, Jimmy didn't pull me down. I sat on his lap. So Miranda's trying. So I don't know. I mean, it's her word against his.
So now she didn't know that Sean was watching.
I think she claimed that she didn't realize he was recording that. But I don't know.
I mean, that makes sense.
But anyway, so Sean said he saw him basically Jimmy put his hands down her pants and up her shirt. Okay. So, and then when he did that...
Got it? Sorry. When he put his hands down?
So he put her... so Jimmy... This is Sean says, okay, he pulls her down, and she tries to get back up, and he pulls her back down. And he puts his hand down her pants and up her shirt, and he said she looks off to the side. And so he tells a story about where this has happened. Okay, he said a couple different times he's seen this happen, where she'll just look off to the side, and she's just like zoning out. So he said 2 different times. He said there one time that they were just wrestling, like play wrestling, and he had her hands up like that, and she just did that, just like claws, and just looked off to the side. And he was like, what the heck? And he asked her, and I guess she cried on his lap, and she said, sorry, it's just my past history stuff, whatever.
Damn.
And he said another time they were actually having some rough sex, and she collapsed. She looked off to the side and collapsed when they did, So it's like a defense mechanism is when she, this is what my guess is when she was being raped when she was younger, the only way she could cope with it, she just looks off to the side and just probably went to another place in her head. She probably just thought of happy things, and tried to, so she didn't even know what was going on, so she didn't have to think about what was going on, so look off to the side and just imagine, whatever, just something, being somewhere else than where she was. So Sean said she did that, so he knew once she did that, she's not going to be able to get away. He's going to rape her. I mean, she's just looking off to the side. So Sean, I can understand that. He sees that, and he realizes, shoot, that's what she does. He's not. So he even said, shoot, she's not going to be able to get away from him. So that's when he goes out. So he realized, shoot, I know something's going to happen if I don't go out. So he goes out, and he says, his story is he goes out. When he goes out, she stands up real quick, pulls her pants up. No, he says when he goes out, Jimmy kind of pushes her off of him, and she stands up, pulls up her pants, and goes and hugs him and says, "Oh, baby," or whatever. And then he kind of like pushes her behind him, and he said it looked like that Jimmy, because Jimmy usually has a gun a lot of the times, because he's actually, you know, he said one time he showed up late one time to the door, and he actually like pulled the gun out and said something like, "Oh, you're lucky that, you know, I don't blow your head off or something coming this late," or whatever. So he has a gun. Jimmy does, and so does Sean. Conceals, you know, has a concealed weapon too.
This doesn't sound like a good damn mixture for anything good.
Because this is like 5 or 6 in the morning too. They've been drinking all night.
Oh,
Not Sean. I guess they said Sean only had a couple shots, but Jimmy and Miranda have been. Okay, so Sean says that it looked like he kind of kicked out his leg and put his hand in his pocket. He thought he was going for his gun.
Yeah.
This is what Sean says. So he thought, shoot, he's going for his gun. So as soon as he seen him like go like this, Sean took out his gun real quick and pointed it at him and said, what did he say? He said,
"I'll drop you."
Yeah, he said,
will drop you.
Sean told him he was, that's what he said. He got his gun out, yep, and he said, he told him he's been recording, I've been recording, and he was hoping that if he knew that he was recording, that he wouldn't try anything, you know? And then he said, yeah, he said, "If you touch her again, I'm going to drop you." Yeah.
That's the part.
And it's all on tape, on recording, because he had it recorded still on his phone. So he said, "Yeah, if you touch her again, I'm going to drop you." Okay, so Sean said he was trying to get away, so he was walking backwards like this. He said he was trying to get Miranda behind him, and he was walking back like this. And he said he happened to turn to look where the door was, and when he turned, that's when Jimmy got up and went for the gun. And he said he grabbed the gun like this, and then he shot him. But he shot 8 times, okay? But Sean said he was, you know, fearing for his life, because first of all, he thought he was grabbing a gun. That's why he pulled his gun out, because he did that motion, like, looked like he was getting something out in his pocket like that.
That does
you know,
sound
you kick
plausible.
out a
Yeah, no,
gun.
it sounds plausible.
And then when Sean turns his back, all of a sudden he sees Jimmy running towards him, so it freaks him out.
Sure.
So, I mean, you turn around and you see somebody running, you don't know if he has a gun or whatever.
No,
but he said he, like, kind of had his hand like this, and that's when he shot him. And Sean said he like didn't even know, like, he was kind of falling backwards and shot him at 8 times. That's where the prosecution is going to maybe get him, because 8 times, wow, that's a lot of pushes. But
you gotta stop. Yeah, no shit. You gotta stop and think now. I mean, if this is really how shit went down, and it does sound like it's on the recording, and especially the way you described it, I didn't get to see that part. How he's pushing her back and he's stepping back, and he happened to look back. Yeah, that sounds real plausible, because if the dude is grabbing that weapon and his hand, and he has a weapon in his hand, you're automatically going to go into the, you know, the flight or fight mode, to self-preservation. And if you're off kilter, you're not thinking about nothing except for shooting the son of a bitch. And then therefore you don't know whether you're hitting him because he's moving your hand, so you're just going to keep unloading.
They said only, I think, 3 or 4 shots hit him, the rest didn't.
Yeah, there you go,
but
you know.
The thing is he said, you know, he was fearing for his life, because he was thinking, shoot, I just told him I have him on recording admitting to rape.
Yeah,
so that's a motive right there. Like, shoot, I'm going to kill this guy or get rid of this tape because I just admitted to rape on this recording, you know. So he was kind of afraid. And he called 911 right away. And
I caught that audio, and that's why I say in the beginning of the audio I couldn't understand why, or what, you know, why he was doing this, or if he was talking to somebody, but he was just basically narrating, giving a narrative. Okay, all right, now it's making sense to me.
He called 911, and
wow.
So. And I guess Miranda you could hear her on the tape saying, "Why'd you do this? This is the only thing I have. Why?" Yeah. So she was mad at him for doing it.
Nobody.
But it's like, the thing is her relationship with him was so sick and twisted that it was almost like a dependency, that she was so used to having that like, to not have it was scary for her, even though it was such abuse and so harming her. But that's all she ever knew, was that kind of.
She thought she was going to be alone. I think that's how she worded that too. I have no one no more. Yep. I don't have anyone. Yep. I'm alone. I think she
because you know, the thing is because he helped her with money a lot, but because for sex though, you know.
But and so they tried that was a normal thing.
Yeah, so it's not, no, that's, yeah,
But
he
it's not a
damaged her.
normal
I mean, he
thing.
should
Yeah,
not
he
have done
should-
that.
the
So he
poor
already
woman,
messed with her. So yeah, she might be like willing to do that now, but if she had not had that experience growing up, she wouldn't have been like that probably. She probably wouldn't have been able to wanted to do that kind of stuff. No way.
Right.
That was damage. I mean, that was not
Damage, it's beyond damage.
But she tries, I mean, she was kind of like against it. I mean, you could tell that she was saying things like she didn't agree with what he did, and like the prosecution was trying to say, like, she was saying, Sean, stop. And she did, if you hear the record, it does say, Sean, stop, stop.
Yeah.
But then she says, stop, stop. So I don't know how to take that, because after I heard that recording where he says that she's yelling stop to him, she's saying, Sean, stop. But like you said, she's so dependent on this guy that, and then like how they make a big deal about him, like saying, "Get over here, Miranda, get over here." But he said he was just scared, like he was gonna attack her, like he didn't realize that he was dead, and he was like, "Get over here." He just wanted to get away. He just said, "I just wanted to get away from him," because he was still afraid, you know.
This
Even after shooting him, I mean, he was still afraid of this guy, and I don't know. I mean, they're trying to say that you know, if you what is that? If you were so concerned about that, like, I guess they had taped themselves, Sean and her had taped themselves having sex, and then sold it. She sold it, and he didn't have a problem with that. So the prosecution are saying, well, you know, you're talking about him, you know, what is that called?
So Sean and her made a sex tape.
He said he thought it was just for personal use, but then she ended up selling it.
Did she make copies?
And then he said, and then somebody said, his fiance said something like, "Oh, well, I can't believe you did that." And he was like, "Well, why? I'm not ashamed of it," or something. So it was like he was okay with it.
Yeah.
So and then they're trying to say like, "Oh, you get on the stand and you're thinking, oh, that's so bad that he wants to, you know, have her do this and that for, you know, money, but you're selling, you know." And he's trying to say, yeah, but I mean, that's her stepfather. I mean, that's like, you know, and that's not consensual. And like they said, well, Miranda says it is consensual. She said everything that happened that night, like on the lap and everything, is consensual. And he said, well, maybe, wait, how did he word it? He said something like, I forget how he worded it, but it was good. It was almost like, well, she might not even realize that. I don't even know how to word it.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I get it. I sort of see where you're going at with it. I mean, that's the norm to her. So it's that type of environment, that type of behavior is a norm. I get that. I get why she acted the way she did. You know, but I really think, and that I'm glad. I don't know if you wanted to let them know how it ended with a mistrial.
I told him at the beginning of it. That was a mistrial. So remember, I said I don't know what they do.
So I can definitely see why there was mistrial.
Yeah, because I don't know. I mean,
number one, the poor girl needs help as of this moment. And
then she's still like acting like that Jimmy didn't do anything. Like it was still, it's like she's still acting like, oh yeah, it's fine what he did. You know, like yeah, it's okay. And then the mom claims that she had no idea that any of that happened. But you're telling me that you're telling me that Miranda said that her uncle and aunt raped her too, and plus he's been doing it since she's 12 years old. That her mom didn't have any idea. I find that hard to believe.
Oh, okay.
But Miranda's acting like that you know she's so upset that Sean. How could Sean do that? She's so upset and is just like sticking up for Jimmy, almost like. I don't know whether I believe her. I feel like I believe Sean more than her. I feel like she's just so mad at Sean that she's just saying things that maybe that he did really pull her on. And she was drinking a lot, so maybe she doesn't remember those little details.
Yeah.
Like if he pulled her on her lap or she sat, I believe that he probably pulled her on her lap. I mean, you know.
Yeah, your memory.
And I believe like she needs help. Like
she needs help.
She thinks that it's okay, but she needs to go get some help.
A lot of people there
realize that what was happening is not okay. Like,
and look, I do. This is a tragic. This is just a horrifying type of behavior that somebody should never ever do. As far as this,
that's why alcohol and weapons should not be together.
Yes, no,
like if they
no,
just
no.
somehow, I wish they could have like a breathalyzer on guns, but you have to blow in it before you could use
not?
it or something.
Why
you
not?
know, because
That's a good idea. You know?
I mean those don't
what
mix
the hell?
well. Yeah,
No, it doesn't mix well.
like because if there just should have been no guns. When they're drinking, and I know Sean. They said Sean only had like a couple shots, so he was. But there just shouldn't have been. And like
that's courage in a bottle, there, baby.
And then they're trying to say like, well, I guess he didn't really have a gun. Jimmy didn't end up having a gun, but I believe that Sean might have thought that he did, and that he was in danger. I really do. I don't believe that he went out there to shoot him because that's what. Okay.
But
Miranda is saying that he came out, but he said he always carries one around it, concealed. It's around his waist. It's not like he just put it in his pocket. He has it on the.
What state is this? Tennessee, huh?
Yeah, Tennessee. But Miranda, that's another thing she said is that he came out with the gun like this. He came out just.
He came out determined to stop that son of a bitch from.
No, but I believe if you believe his statement, he came out and. It wasn't until he reached for it that he pulled out his gun. That's what Sean's saying. Miranda's saying he came out with his hand like, you know, what is that called? With
already up and aimed.
He already had the gun out when he came out, but Sean's saying no, he didn't pull it out until he saw Jimmy reach for something. And if you see where Jimmy's body was and where they were sitting, I mean, I think it's maybe I'm missing some details because I did miss some of the trial, but from what I was gathering, it looked pretty obvious that Jimmy was not sitting on the chair when he got shot, that he was up because the chair was over here, his body was here. It does look like it would be the proper spot as if Jimmy got up and was trying to grab it. You know, if not, then he would have been over there farther, I think. And what do you guys, if any of you guys know this case, doesn't it seem like it's almost seems like, yeah, he definitely was not sitting in the chair when he got shot. So if you believe Miranda's story is that Jimmy was just sitting in a chair and he shot him. Miranda's saying that he didn't really go after him, I feel like. Wasn't that kind of what she was saying?
I didn't get to hear. Like I said, basically
and
what I heard was just
and that Sean just came out with, you know, the gun out and then just...
I heard that.
Said... well, he said that, obviously, and then just shot him. But it's almost like they're saying that, that he never even got off the chair, it seems like is what they're trying to say. But if you see where the body was, it seems like I think he definitely got up and he was going after him. My opinion, I do. I believe more. Of course, there's probably a little bit of truth in each.
I was just going to say that.
But, I mean, I believe that he did get up and he was going after him. Now, do I believe? I don't know. Yeah, I believe that
whole damn situation should have never even have taken place. That poor woman has been abused all these fucking freaking years.
Yeah.
That's just not acceptable. It's not acceptable. And look what it leads to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean that's true. Like if
human behavior at its worst.
Well, that's what the mom said, that he always keeps his guns locked up in a safe. But then the defense brings up a good point because they're like, oh, really? Well, what about the guns in the man cave? Oh, yeah, there's those too. So, no, they're not locked up. So, they're not all locked up. So, he has more than one. He has a few
weapons out there hanging with his
so he has guns. So, how was it Sean to know when they're in the man cave that he didn't just grab a gun? You know, like how... I mean, he very well. If this guy has enough guns that it's known that he has guns, then yeah. I mean, if he reaches like that, I would probably think it was a gun too. And plus, you just told him you have a recording, and then it's like, oh shoot.
Yeah, there you go.
Like,
that's what I'm saying.
You have a recording of you admitting that you just raped her. Like that, you could go to prison for how long if Miranda decides. Miranda would probably have to be the one to decide to press charges on that. Then
I think
I don't
maybe
know if
that
Sean
something
could
like
just
that
do it.
would.
I think Miranda would
I think
have
the
to do it.
state would actually you know, take on
Oh,
responsibility.
really? You don't think
on
she
that.
would have to?
I don't think so. But I mean, they would probably give her a psyche vow.
Yeah, because
You know?
because they could think she was just scared to admit
Yeah.
it. Because imagine,
And
that's true.
I feel the states.
And they would get it out
would-
of because they would. She was probably scared.
I think they'd be like, okay,
so
we're gonna
desperate,
get
and that's
this
the only
motherfucker
thing
out
she
the way.
has to depend on. He was
Yeah.
probably the only dependable thing.
Yeah.
Not only, I mean, it's sick, but it was probably the only dependent thing that were
You-
like if you
yeah,
need money
that's
or you
what
need a
I'm
car, you
saying.
need a place to
That's
stay. It
what
was the
I'm
only
saying.
person she had that she could depend on. Yet he was doing all that stuff to her too. You know what I'm saying? So it was just this sick relationship where he knew what he was doing, and he knew, like, I'm gonna buy her, I'm gonna
Yeah.
keep her, like, you know, buy her a car, do her this, and keep her, like, this
He's
manipulation,
just, yeah.
keep her controlled. So she depends on
So
him.
she was
and
how old?
25.
And how old was he? The person that the guy that did this?
Sean?
No,
Oh,
not
I
Sean.
don't know, actually, Jimmy. I don't know. I guess I should have got those details, but. And then.
Yeah.
I don't know. I
It
just.
just boils down to a dirty old perverted son of a bitch. You know,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I hate to call the deceased bad names. I do. I mean, but it is what it is, but now I guess I should hold back my tongue until I look into this further. As far as calling it a deceased person a name, God forgive me, and you guys forgive me. I'm sorry. Yeah, but see, that's that raw freaking emotion when you first hear about something that this is how people react. You know, you just say shit that you don't, that just comes out, and then, you know,
No,
after the fact.
I
then,
think
you
I
know,
would be one of the jurors that would not. I wouldn't have. I don't think I could find him guilty.
No, I mean,
I would be the one.
so
that,
far, everything that I'm hearing,
everything I've
it's-
seen, I'd be one that would say no.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, so far, I don't think there
I
was
just
any
say
malice.
self-defense because I feel
Yeah.
like he thought his life was threatened. You know, that's my opinion.
Yeah,
on
no,
all.
yeah, me
and we'll
too.
see what
Me
happens
too.
when
Oh.
he might get something like manslaughter or something where it's a lesser charge, and he'll probably still do a lot of time. I don't think he'll get just not
And
guilty. I
that'll
really
be
don't.
that's going to be on September 13th that they're gonna.
Is it?
Yeah, I just looked that up.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't think he'll get self-defense. I really don't. But I would agree. I would say yeah, but I don't think he'll get that. I think he'll just get like a lesser, like maybe 20 years or, maybe not life.
I
but
don't see. That's a pretty stiff ass penalty. Like, see, there you go again. Though we don't know everything. We're not given everything that they
Yeah.
know of right now. So
But we'll give if you watch the trial, you're given everything that the jury sees.
that
really.
is
so
what
that's
I
what
was.
I'm saying.
Yeah,
so
I'm
yeah.
gonna have to do that.
So
I'm gonna have to do that.
the only thing that's gonna get him is that 8 shots. It's a lot of shots. But
yeah,
still,
but I mean, well, look, like I said, the way it was going, 3 hit him and 5 went off. So I mean, that
either
is
3 or
what-
4 hit out.
This is what a person does who is trying to defend themselves, especially with a person that it
Yeah, he
almost
keeps going and he
indicates
needs to
that
do it till he
did
gets
have his
away.
hand on the
Yeah,
weapon.
yeah.
So, I'm going to unload a damn magazine and a half on somebody if they've got my hand there.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to get you.
Because if you don't, then you're going to get shot. Because
Exactly.
even if he didn't have a gun and Sean, let's say Sean didn't shoot, right?
Yeah.
He didn't pull the trigger, and he came after with
He
the gun,
would- yeah.
and he got it away. Then Jimmy probably would have shot him.
There's no doubt.
And then Jimmy would have said, "Oh, self-defense."
Yeah.
He was, he
Yes.
would have
Yes.
shot him. And he's been drinking. Jimmy was drinking all night.
Yes.
He would have.
That's-
So I mean, I think that's self-defense. I mean, that's why I said I would give him self-defense because I really think if he would have got that weapon away, he would have shot him.
I feel
and that's what he was trying to do.
Yeah.
So either you have to risk like fighting with a gun, and not knowing where it's going to go off. Could hit Miranda, could hit you. And then if he does get it away from you and you're falling backwards, and he probably is going to get it away if you don't pull it.
Yeah.
You're falling backwards, you have a hand here, he's coming at you like this. He's going to get that if you don't pull it, and then he's going to shoot you. I'm sorry.
No,
You would have
yeah.
shot him. He
No,
really would have. I really think he would have.
I
And then,
think that's very
so, I
possible.
mean, they
That's
need
a
to
possible
argue.
scenario.
They need to
Reasonable.
say self-defense. I really think. But it just isn't helping him when Miranda's telling a different story, saying, "Oh no, he came out with a gun," and she's
Well,
kind
it
of telling
helped.
it different. But it
Yeah.
isn't enough to say what he did was like not self-defense, really.
Right.
Even if he did come out like that, just to, because he thought, like he said, he was getting raped or whatever.
Yeah.
So even if he kind of did, just to say, hey, get away, stop doing that to her. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
It's still, I mean, it makes it a little bit different, but it still doesn't make it a ton different.
and I just thank God that the jury, and this is where justice does come into play. Thank God the jury. It's not too often that I myself pay attention to these court things and trials, and I see a mistrial or a hung jury, and but I'm just happy to see that this actually did end up with a mistrial right now, because and that's the thing, you know, beyond a reasonable doubt, and there's a lot of doubt just from what I'm seeing, but then again, I haven't gone into it. But yeah, no, I'm really anxious to
and
look
if
at
he,
this and
think about this, if he
start
went out there
observing, you know.
planning on shooting him, why would he have it recorded?
And
I mean, that shows you right there. He was not going out there with the intention of killing him, because he has it recorded on his phone.
Yeah.
That'd be the stupidest thing. Let me record him
Exactly.
shooting him.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way he was going out there
Right.
for that intention. And you
Yeah.
have to do that. Like, what was his intention going out there? And I feel like that's not a crime. Just, you know, okay, somebody is about to be sexually assaulted, so you're allowed to point a gun at him and say, get off, as long
Yeah.
as you don't shoot him, right?
Right.
Get off. Now, right there, and then if he comes after him or he thinks he's pulling a gun, then it's self-defense, right?
Well, I mean, you're not legally. You're not allowed to just point a weapon at
if somebody is assaulting
That-
somebody,
Oh, somebody. Well,
in his eyes, he's like about to rape her. That's what he said, because
But
she turned her head and he was about to basically assault her.
the first
But to
thing-
her, she's like, "Oh, it was consensual," so it looks really bad when she says that.
Yeah.
But she's
I mean,
messed up, so she doesn't
yeah, I
even
know,
realize what's
I
going
know.
on. But go ahead, though.
I mean, realistically, see, this is what, and I, you know, but in my case, and that's why everybody always says, "Oh, you're always calm whenever, you know, situations arise." Like when I went and got my niece out the fire, and you know, it was like a lot of people don't have that capability, and I don't know why. But and I'm not saying that I'm any better than anybody else, but I'm just saying that when there is something, I just stay calm and I assess the situation, and I therefore act upon it. So what I'm saying is, in my case, what I would have done, but then again, you don't know until you're in the moment, but how I feel I would have reacted is I would have went over and I would have actually had an altercation with him. I would have physically got into it, and then, you know, change that whole scenario to where
But he
you keep
knows
the
that-
weapon.
I know, but he
out
knows
of
that
the
he
picture.
has a weapon a lot on him. So what?
You got. I mean, you got to
You
assess
do that,
it.
and then you think he's going to shoot you.
But
though,
see,
maybe.
in the audio that I heard, he, you know, with him coming out, and this is why I say I really do got to look at this. I can't.
I know. I've got to listen to more of the
I'm
audio. I didn't get
anxious
to
to
hear all the
tear into
audio. I
this.
can't find the whole audio. Can you?
That audio I sent you, was that just the
I
part
don't
of
know.
it?
I didn't watch it
Okay.
yet.
But I mean, in the audio, it sounds like he's coming out highly fueled, adrenaline rushed.
Well, yeah, I would
but
be too. But go
the
ahead.
thing is, though, is if you're sitting back watching this, what he should have been doing was contemplating, okay, if this son of a bitch does this or does this, I'm going out there. But the very first thing is you observe what's around. That's something I've always done. I don't.
Yeah, but not everybody. I mean,
exactly. I know.
especially, you know, he is mad. That's his girlfriend.
Yeah.
And he knows what he's done to her whole life, and
Yeah.
he sees that.
I just think that maybe, but there were so many factors. I mean, that was their life. That was their life, not mine. And
I know.
it's just a shame
I
to
would
see
be
it
one of the
happen
ones
like
that said not guilty. I would.
Oh yeah, no, I would have
I
too.
think it was self-defense.
would've
I
too.
thought he was. I feel like he was fearing for
Yeah.
his life. I really do.
Yeah, I believe it was too. Once it got to that point, yes, I believe that he feared for his life, and the poor girl. I'm going to call her a girl because, Maddie,
Miranda.
she,
All stuffed up. I don't know. Is there a lot of something outside.
It's just getting chilly now, and it's starting.
Yeah, but I'm not cold.
You're not?
You're stuffed up, but
That's I'm wearing. Oh, you're wearing sandals too.
Yeah, I always got my flip flops on, but yeah, I do feel bad for Marina. I hope after this she does get some help.
I feel bad for now. The guy that got murdered. Did he have any kids? Did X, Y, Z family? I feel bad for them. I don't know.
Yeah,
but,
I guess I don't know.
But I'm anxious to tear into this. This is one I think I'd like to look at.
Yeah, because I want to watch the trial again. You said it's September 13th.
September
already?
13th. Yes. Yes.
Wow, they don't mess around. I thought it would be a lot longer. I'm gonna have to watch. You guys, let's watch that and we'll discuss it again. If any of you guys haven't watched it, this sad thing is Sean. He got up on the stand, and a lot of the times the defendants don't. Most of the time I feel like they don't. But he got up, and now he's gonna have to do that all over again.
And see, that's something. That is another thing too. Hell yes, that's another thing too. I don't care. I hear so many people say, "Well, they told me to." This is leading into it. They told me to, if I would take this deal or take this charge, that it would be less, and whatnot. But they're forcing you to do something that you did not even do.
I know.
Okay, no.
But in this case, he did do something.
And they're always saying, and then they're always saying, no, you should never take the stand. If you're that bullshit. Put my ass.
Because the prosecution, though, they could.
Let him.
Because they did make him.
Let him.
They made him look kind of bad.
It doesn't matter.
But no, I'm glad he did. It was smart for Adam because you got to hear his side. Because if not, then I feel like that played a big part in probably why people did find him not guilty. Yeah. But the prosecution did. He couldn't answer some questions. He's just like, but like you're not even thinking straight. Because a couple times I'm like, God, answer this way. Say this. Like, why aren't you saying this? But I think when you're up there, you can tell he was so nervous.
Yeah, you're
like, this is my life on the line.
Yes.
So you could tell some of the things he doesn't answer quite the way he probably should have, But
and the thing about that too is being calm and subdued in a trial like that. Yeah, I get that, but. That may be why maybe it might not be a good thing for me to go up on a stand, because if I would be fighting for my life, I would want people to see that just how much I love my life. I want to live. I don't want to be locked away. And then I guess the prosecution could take my behavior as a anger management. Oh yeah, this guy's got issues. He's, look at him lashing out and trying to explain shit. But I think that's how I would react. I'd be like, no, this is my life. I don't care what you're saying. Of course, a judge would be cutting me down left and right. Please refrain yourself, and therefore it would be anger issues. This guy's got some real bad issues or whatever. But if you're defending, if your life is on the line, I don't see how anybody could sit there and be calm and just answer yes or no questions. That is the part that gets me. Yes or no. No, son of a bitch. I want to be specifically clear with you. I want to tell you what is going on or what has happened. I don't want to just make it vague. Yes or no. No. I want you to know the truth. Not a yes or no. I don't want you to make it your opinion, make it the truth. I want my story to be for you to hear the truth from me. Not a yes or a no.
Yeah, but
that's
the judge
too damn vague.
They want you to do yes or no.
I know, but it's too vague, especially when you're
well, what they say is the lawyer will lead to exactly what they want to ask you. So it's like you say yes, and you're like, well, I want to tell him this, but the lawyer has to guide how he wants it. You know what I'm saying?
I get it, but I just don't. I don't agree.
No, I know.
I don't agree.
You're right. It's not right sometimes.
Yes or no?
That was the Ashley MacArthur trial. That judge, because they were in a rush because of the hurricane, she wouldn't let anybody say, like it was yes or no. You answer the question, nothing more. She was getting on everybody. They would like elaborate a little bit. She's like, that's not what he asked, yes or no, or just answer the question. You don't have to say anything more. She was. I've never seen a judge be that strict on them. You should watch it. She's kind of humorous because she's kind of funny in a way. She's got a weird sense of humor, and she like talks to the audience a lot. The audience,
yeah.
But she like talks about the temperature of the snacks, and she's kind of has this like a judge. I've never seen a judge.
Well, you know why?
Why?
Because they were all police officers in there. The majority of them, they were on the police force, and she was talking to the clerk of courts, the police, the detectives. Yeah, that's her friends that she hung out with all the time. You know what I'm saying? And that is Ashley's group of people that she hung out with a lot too. So, and I know exactly what you're talking about. Did you see Ashley's face when the judge was making those little jokes and comments?
Yeah,
she was like, "Oh shit, here we go." Yeah. So I mean, everybody.
No, but I
in
think
there
it was
knew.
more. Yeah, I know you're right. Yeah, I was thinking like, oh God, she seems like she's getting mad.
It was a coffee shop
Well,
banter.
but the thing is because this is her life on trial, and she's over there making jokes.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think Ashley's just like, are you kidding me? This is my life, and you're over here making jokes about blankets and snacks. And
She knew it was coming. She knew it was coming. That's why she was like, "Oh shit."
But did you see like when people would answer? Everyone's like, "Oh, sorry," because.
No, see, I didn't get that far.
But
I just seen that
like,
little.
If they would answer a little bit extra than what the person asked,
I didn't get that far.
like she'd be like, don't elaborate. You just answer the question the way they asked, and everybody's like apologizing, like sorry. It's like, geez. But I think it was because she was so rushed because of the hurricane.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, unless if she's always like that. I've never seen her in another trial. Maybe she's always like that, or maybe it's because the rush of the hurricane.
But I don't
know.
think a defendant should be entitled to just a yes or no answer. I don't think they should be.
Well, no, it doesn't even have to be yes or no. But what she was saying is, it doesn't have to be necessarily yes or no,
Yeah,
but you
but I mean,
only answer what's
what's
asked.
asked, what's being
So
asked.
it doesn't have to be
Yeah,
yes or no.
I
You
get
could be
that.
like, what
I get
color's
that.
your
Yeah,
shirt? Red. But you don't.
Thank you.
You don't
That's what
say,
I meant to
oh,
say,
but
yeah.
it has it's tight and I wear it all. You know, you just
Yeah.
everybody
No,
says.
yeah, no,
but you just
yeah,
answer the
I
question.
get
You
that.
don't elaborate on
I
it.
get.
But that's the only judge I've seen get on people.
Yeah,
I've never
I'm
seen
gonna-
that. Yeah, watch her.
I'll watch that too.
She's kind of funny. I kind of like her in a way, but then I'm thinking, man, if that was my life on the trial, I think I would have been upset too, making jokes and stuff. But I know she was just trying to be.
Yeah, no, and I get that. That was cool of the judge because the judge knew that she had her dead to rights for murder. You know, so she just, she's showing her, hey, this is what good people do. We banter.
You can't.
But
you
you're
had
never
fair
going to hear a
trial.
judge say that.
No, I know you
no.
can't. She can't assume that.
I know that. Well, I know that, but what I'm saying is she knows all the evidence. The judge has seen all the evidence already. So yeah, no, it was that type of scenario. I believe, in my opinion. But I like I said that, and you're right. It's not just a yes or no answer. But I
It's
feel
just answer the question, not elaborate on anything else.
I think it's wrong. I think a defendant, whether it's a mistake or not, should be able to just elaborate to the fullest, because they're giving the jury, by our justice system, we allow our jury to deliberate for as long as they need to deliberate to either find them innocent or guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. So why can't that defendant?
Well, they do. If you have a good attorney, they'll ask you the right questions to be able to
But
tell you.
what I'm
No, but like
saying,
think
not-
about that.
not this
No, but they're
guiding
not that
shit.
strict. They're not as strict as that trial normally. Because look when Sean got up there and he did his thing. He elaborated a ton.
Oh, I don't know.
So he was able, but the
Okay.
judge didn't get on him because it was. I think they were just rushing it.
Okay.
I mean, you're supposed to only ask, but like I think it's more.
Well, that's what I was trying to get at. As long as they let you do that, that's fine.
But the only time she did that, though, the judge, is she would give that order, but it was only when the other person asked. So it was like, let's say Ashley's lawyers asked their witnesses, the witnesses they brought. She didn't say it until the like say the prosecution said. She said, okay, now only answer what they asked. And then let's say the prosecution brought it witness. Only did it when the defense did it. So it was like when. So it's like when you have your own witness, you know what you want them to say and how they want them to say it, so they're allowed to kind of answer it. However, that's how I'm getting it. When it's they cross-examine the other one is when you just answer the questions, don't elaborate.
Well,
but that's when she only gave the orders when the other one did it. They cross-examined. Is that what it's called? Cross-examine?
Yeah, cross-examine.
When so like when the other for the defense is when
whenever the prosecutor.
And that's when she said now only answer the questions as
now there you go.
But not when the other one. So I don't know.
No,
That's
that makes sense. It makes sense because you don't want to, because you have to understand both sides. They're after one thing. They're either out to hang it or out to let you free. So it's got to be you don't. The judge doesn't want to. Yep.
But I've never seen anybody as strict as her on that. But like I said, I think they were on a time limit there because of the hurricane. But they wanted to get done before the weekend so they could,
Yeah, that just spins your head a little bit too.
But anyway, so for the Sean, maybe I want to watch it 13th because I really. And I'm not blaming Marina. I'm not saying Marina's bad. I think she just needs help, and I feel extremely bad for her.
Yeah.
She's had a rough life, and she doesn't even realize it. That's her normal, and she's so used to it. And look what she's doing. She's selling, herself for making tapes and just selling favors. I mean, I just feel so bad that she doesn't even realize
that's her normal life. Wow.
She still doesn't even realize it. She's still. I don't know. So hopefully, I think after this, she probably is going to get help. Don't you think the judge or somebody's going to make sure
getting help immediately?
She gets help or something?
Yeah, she should have been getting help. Yeah.
But we'll end this here. I'm getting bit up. I'm so stuffed up. I'm sorry. I'm sniffing. It's. I don't know why.
The moon's a setting.
It's not that cold out. I feel like it's the pollen or something in the air maybe around here.
It could be me.
Because I am so stuffed, but it's not that cold. I'm not cold at all.
But
anyway, all right, guys. I hope I'm not getting a cold.
It's fun.
What if I'm starting to get a cold? Oh.
Then you take a medicine.
Anyway, all right,
dress warmer.
Guys, we're gonna end this here.
Lots of sleep, fluids. Okay, guys.
All right, bye.
Love you guys, man. God bless you all.
Have a good day.
And sleep good when you get there. Okay. And yeah, have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.